Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we're starting a four-part series on Easter dinner. I'm going to take you through four parts of an Easter dinner, starting with our salad slash appetizer, which is going to be delicious deviled eggs. We're also going to do risotto with mushrooms. It's going to have spinach in it and some peas. It's so delicious. And then we're going to do scallops in a butter sauce. It's so good. And uh, and then for dessert, we're going to do a fun, and it's so easy, a festive Easter pie. And you're going to love it. It's super easy, super delicious. And I hope you stay tuned for all four videos. Today, we are beginning with our appetizer, deviled egg. So stay tuned. Okay, this is how I make my deviled eggs. Basically, I get a pot of water and I put on the flame to a medium and I let the water boil with the eggs in it. And I let that boil just for a minute or so, and then I will reduce the heat and then let that simmer for around 5 to 7 minutes. Once the eggs are cooked, then I take out the water and refill the pot with cold water and let that sit for around 5 minutes or so. You want to make sure your eggs are cooled. So once our hard-boiled eggs are cooked, we are going to crack them. And this is how I do it. I just kind of tap it and then I start peeling the shell off. Very simple. You want to make sure that there are no shells on that egg. So what I usually like to do is I usually rinse them after I take the shell off. Okay, so let me do that. Perfect. I'm going to go rinse them. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you're going to get your egg and you are going to slice it in half long ways, just like that. So where you see the egg yolk, take a look at that. All right, look how nicely that is cooked. That's perfect. And all you got to do is just plop it out. Comes out super easy. And put it in a bowl. Do the second one. And these deviled eggs, I've been making deviled eggs since I was a teenager. My mom taught me. And I just kind of changed it up a little bit. And we're making it a little bit fancier today because we're adding some caviar to the top. All right, so we're going to be adding, now this is for 2 eggs. So depending on how many people you're making these eggs for. So this is just for me and Yvonne. So 2 per person, 2 little deviled eggs is definitely enough for an appetizer. And I'm going to be using for this 2 heaping tablespoons of mayo. We're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. A little salt and pepper, probably like 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And with the fork, I'm just going to smash. This is actually a large serving fork, but I like using it to smash my eggs because it's so large. And we're just going to make sure it's nicely blended. And I just do it with a fork, very easy. And now with the spoon, first of all, always taste it. Let me give it a little taste. Yummy. Okay. So with the spoon, I'm going to fill each little egg with a nice amount. You don't want to go over it. You want to basically stay in the little circular area because you want it to look pretty. Now, something I always put on my deviled eggs, what my mom always used to use, is Hungarian sweet paprika. It looks like this. And I'm just kind of tapping, just sprinkling it on, making it look pretty. And now we're going to use our caviar. Okay, so the caviar I'm using is Keta salmon caviar. It looks like this. I got this at Whole Foods. When you're working with caviar, you should always make sure you do not use a metal spoon because it has some chemical reaction. So I can't find my caviar special spoon, so I'm using chopsticks. And you just want to put a little amount on top. You can use black caviar. I'm using red just to make it look fun and festive today. Black would also look good, but I thought for Easter use the reddish orange. Then I'm also going to top it with just a little bit of red onion. Just a little bit on top of that caviar. And the last thing we want to put is some chives. Chives always make, not only it tastes good with the chives, but it looks so pretty. Perfect. Excellent. So now let's do our bed of lettuce. We're going to be using a vinegar and oil dressing. I'm going to show you how to make that. And we're going to place these eggs on top. Okay, so I'm going to make my dressing. And what we're going to do is we're going to use, now don't forget, this is going to be only for a salad for 2 people. So if you're making it for more, you will probably want to double the recipe. I'm using approximately 1/4 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. That's not exactly 1/4, it's a little less than that. I'm using 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. We're going to be using 1 tablespoon approximately of the Dijon mustard, and that Dijon mustard is also in the egg, so it goes really nicely. I'm using about, this is probably 1/2 tablespoon of red onion, and approximately, well, this is 1 garlic clove that has been minced. I'm going to use a little salt and pepper, just a little bit, like maybe not even a fourth of a teaspoon. And then we want to use 1 teaspoon of honey. You could also use sugar if you want. And all I'm going to do is get a whisk and just whisk that up. Let's give it a taste. Yummy. Good. Okay. So now I'm just using iceberg lettuce here. This is the Good and Gather brand. It is already washed, so you don't have to worry about washing it. So we're going to put it in a bowl and start mixing it in with our dressing. Okay, so we have our bag of salad. Make sure your hands are always washed when you're cooking. I'm going to put probably about, for two, probably half this bag of salad. And then I have my dressing, and I do want to mix the dressing with the salad. So I am going to use just probably about a quarter of this. You don't want to oversaturate your dressing. You could always add more if you feel like it needs more. And let me give it a taste. Really good. Excellent. So it's just the right amount of seasoning. And this is going to be on our beautiful little salad plate. I love these plates. This I got off of Amazon. I think it was last year or the year before. I mentioned that in my Easter decorating tablescape video. So we're going to put the salad on first. All right. And like I said, this is not only our salad, but it's also our appetizer. Okay. And then we're going to place 2 eggs on top of that salad. And it looks so pretty. If you're like, well, I don't like the balsamic vinegar showing because it's a little dark, well, then you could just get some lettuce just to place over and just camouflage that dressing just a little bit. All right, if you don't like the color of it because of the balsamic. Because you'll be mixing, when you're eating it, you'll be mixing the lettuce anyway. But look how pretty that looks. I'm so excited about our deviled eggs. And that is our salad and our appetizer for our Easter dinner. Thank you so much for joining us on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas today. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living and happy Easter. Bye-bye.